Radiant team ban.
Alright, hello and welcome everyone back here to CEVO Season 4 Main, Game 2 in the best of 3 between Team eHug and Death by Snoo. I'm Helium, and joining me, of course, it's going to be Chicago Ted.
Yep, Game 1 was a lot of fun to watch. Did slow down a little bit towards the mid lane, but definitely some great show. Definitely a great show by both teams going on right now. Death by Snoo definitely the underdog for this series, but have showed a lot of life, especially in Game 1, and are looking to try to push the boundaries a little bit and take home the win for Game 2 this time against Team eHug.
Yeah, I would say everyone on Snoo played pretty well. Hard to pick an MVP. The tri-lane went great. Taeyun was able to land some arrows, even without the help of the Nightmare. And of course the Chilling Touch. Hard to miss that on your own teammates. I guess the extra right-click damage in there required. Even against the high armor, the Juggernaut, they never really let him get his spin off. I mean, if you missed the arrow, if eHug maybe cycled that Nightmare a little bit better, they could have turned those around easily. T-Pimped farmed great in the mid lane, and then Doom into the mid game. He had some fantastic rotations with that early Blink Dagger he did manage to pick up, doing the correct targets, but it was just eHug, their composure into the late game, and they've been a team a little bit longer, even though they do find themselves with Justin, a new member in the mid. They turn it around, they win it, nothing too unexpected. I'd say it's more unexpected of how well Snoo did, but they're looking for Game 2 here. They pick up a Clockwork and a Vengeful Spirit. It's a weird first two picks. eHug, they pick a Lycan and a Bat Rider. I'm a little worried already, though.
Yeah, Lycan Bat Rider is a little bit difficult to go up against. I mean, Lycan in and of himself is a really strong hero right now, especially if he gets a little bit in lane. I mean, he can just take that little bit a long way as the game progresses. And really, in terms of snowballing carries, if he can get some towers, he snowballs pretty hard. So Lycan definitely a pickup. Probably we'll see him go together with a couple of minus armor. We could even see the Shadow Fiend come out again as sort of a quasi-tricore Lycan Bat Shadow Fiend, as they did so well with him last game. But it's up for up to whatever Team eHug want to go. They've got a clean canvas right now, and they can paint on it whatever they want. Death by Snoo, though, they have their solo laner picked out, and they have their support. So they're going to be looking to try to build off that. Vengeful Spirit has some good minus armor as well as damage buff. Goes really well with a carry like a Luna or any sort of ranged DPS carry. Clockwork does really well to get people out of position. And against Lycan, Clock does fairly well. Even with that BKB, the hook will slow down Lycan just a little bit. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that comes into play.
Yeah, Clockwork's going to have to play really well. Of course, the cogs are still a physical barrier, which can be annoying. They don't push you through BKB anymore. Thank God, that was ridiculous. You can remember Clockwork was actually that strong at one point. But he's still very strong, still remaining relevant. He's going to have his work cut out for him. Vengeful Spirit as well. I believe they picked that after the Bat Rider, and of course swap one of the best abilities to really shut down that last. So whether you're swapping the Bat Rider or your teammate back to safety, sure, you put yourself in danger, but if your team can follow up in, well, with the Clockwork, they can follow up because you can just hook in that confusion of, like, what did Vengeful Spirit just do? What happened? Where am I? And we'll see. And of course, Vengeful Spirit scales great into the late game with all those damage auras, the minus armor. I'm just concerned that Bat Rider can pick somebody off. Like, Bat Rider can just pick someone off, buy time in a team fight while Lycan's in another lane taking a Rax.
Yep. Yeah, in terms of just the ability to 4-man down towers and then just let Lycan split push elsewhere is really high. But again, Death by Snoo do have a lot of potential to catch out heroes that are isolated, and Lycan will probably be isolated a lot of the time if he's not in those 5-man engagements. So, I mean, it's really up to Snoo to work around how they're gonna try to maneuver around the split push coming out from Team eHug, and if they can do it successfully, I can see them having a really good shot at taking this game.
They need a lot of stuns. I mean, that's the answer to Lycan.
Well, they do have
Slows don't matter.
They do have Vengeful.
Yeah, that's enough. But I mean, the Clockwork, his stuns hinge on him landing the hook 100% when you're going against a Lycan.
Yep.
Because you're not going to catch up to him to use your battery assault. It's not going to matter. You need to be able to trap him in your cogs, pretty much away from the team. We will see. That can even be hard to land the cogs, though, because of those wolves being invis. Lycan can just sick them on Clockwork at any point in a team fight, and Clockwork is going to struggle to land those hooks. And now, I mean, these are really three of the most prominent heroes right now in this scene. Batrider somehow finds himself back in there. Invoker gets picked up very dominant mid, and I was expecting a Naga somewhere, and this could very well be a support Naga Siren, more minus armor with the Venge, or it could be a mid Naga Siren, and there's your net. That ensnare, easy, click onto Lycan. He will be locked down for, what does that scale up to? 5 seconds.
So, Naga Siren is going to be a very interesting thing to watch in this game. If she is going in the mid lane, gets that level 6 up early, Lycan might be a little bit of it in the red zone as the song to initiate, drop the net down, and Lycan can't go anywhere. I mean, if you've got the Vengeful Spirit and the Clockwork sitting right by, I mean, you pop out the Magic Missile, then get the easy stationary hook off, then Lycan will fall. That's a good way to shut down a Lycan, but Naga mid also has a little bit of trouble against these strong ranged mids, and Invoker, in terms of strong ranged mids, is one of the strongest. So Disruptor will be picked up for Team eHug. I really like this pick as it does a great job at taking Death by Snoo Snoo's maneuverability and turning it against them. Clockwork hooks in, gets immediately sent back. Plenty of opportunities for Disruptor to just kind of screw around with Death by Snoo Snoo and really turn team fights. And Lifestealer actually is going to be the pickup. Not as effective with the slow versus the Lycan, but still does great damage and is immune to most of what Invoker and Disruptor can throw at him.
Yeah, that being said, Batrider's on the field. Lasso will go through that. I think any man fights, you know, into the mid game, I feel like Lycan is going to take that one-on-one versus Lifestealer.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not with all the armor reduction coming out from Venge and the Naga. That's going to be pretty substantial. If they can stun him, of course, Lifestealer is going to win it. But I don't know, eHug, they're a very hard team to push into. Invoker landing some good tornadoes. That's going to set up beautiful kinetic and static fields from the Disruptor. And Batrider just layering fire all over the place. But on the other hand, we've got Naga Siren. If Batrider initiates, Lycan happens to be in his shapeshift already. Naga Siren pops off this sleep to reset the team fight for 7 seconds. Lycan, he's not going to have much more time left on the shapeshift. And once he's out of that, well, he's pretty useless. So I actually really like the Naga pick, even though that hero is kind of boring and delays games like crazy.
Yeah, and these three heroes also do a very good job at screwing around with the Batrider. He tries to blink in to initiate. A couple of things can happen. He either gets netted immediately, the Song of the Siren gets popped off, Vengeful Spirit swaps out his target so that if he shifts clicks on that target, then he's going to be sticking around for longer than he wants to. Clockwork can hook in, drop cogs, hit battery assault, whatever. There's very little opportunity for this Batrider to get the initiation on, and pretty much requires the Invoker to initiate with the tornado.
Yeah, so we can see both teams are equipped to both deal with each other. So we'll see how it works out. It's going to come down to the play choices, the laning phase, of course. Going to be very important. If Invoker just starts snowballing, he's going to be able to buy so much space for Lycan to just push towers. And the rest of the eHug, the 4 here, they're picking up that last hero now. We'll see what it's going to be. They can just, you know, do whatever. Just buy time. Don't get killed by Naga if she does get a Radiance.
Well, Naga Radiance will go very hard into the late game, and even Lycan might have a little bit of trouble dealing with that. Invoker, though, I mean, he does have plenty of AoE. There's actually a lot of AoE coming out from those 3 heroes, those 3 intelligence heroes on eHug, so the illusions might be hard-pressed to stay alive, but, I mean, Radiance on Naga will be a great thing to have, and eHug could decide to round out with their 4th ranged hero. They're going to go for the Rubik, so some great spells to steal for the Rubik, as well as that Null Field, doing a lot of work at keeping heroes from getting burned down by Radiance if it does come out, or just general magic damage.
Yeah, and, you know, chance to steal the sleep. We'll see if he can.
What?
As Death by Snooze is going to go with the Sniper. And T-Pimp, he played mid last game. He was on the Viper, so it looks like it will be Sniper going mid against Invoker. I mean, with that extra range, once you get up to level 3 on Sniper with 2 points in your range, it's pretty hard to win mid against the guy.
This is a ballsy move. Not only are you playing against one of the probably the best team in the league. You're picking a sniper against that team. I mean,
YOLO.
Prepare for battle.
YOLO indeed. If eHug lose this game, I mean, they're losing to a sniper.
I mean, that's not that. Sniper's pretty good these days. Like I said, I mean, he's hard to gank because he can play so close to his tower defensively, like right here the whole time once he's level 3.
You say he's hard to gank, but really, I mean, if he plays close to his tower, it doesn't matter, as all that needs to happen is Lycanthrope and Batrider run in, share tower aggro, and T-Pimp will die to that. He's got no...
Yeah, well, I highly doubt that they're going to be ganking middle with Lycan and Batrider at, like, level 4.
Even with a Rubik, a Telekinesis, even with a Disruptor, Sniper tries to run away, you just...
Well, they put this defensive ward out, so, I mean, he's going to be able to see if anyone is running up, you know, across the river or down from his Ancients, and he's just going to be playing right here, like, attacking creep this way.
But my issue is, even if he does see what's coming in, will he be able to stay alive? What can they just dive him? And
well, his supports are going to have to TP in and potentially help him out. And it's actually so groovy supporting on the Naga, as I suppose we should introduce the teams. Reckoner looks like he is that solo laner, whether it be safe or the off lane. He's going to be playing the Clockwork Sniper. We'll see how T-Pimp does. It's a ballsy pick. I don't know, you were slow to get behind the Centaur. Sniper maybe could be the same, although I think Centaur is better.
Call me out, boy?
Maybe a little. Taeyun here, the Life Stealer, going to be in that carry position. Raffle Stomper supporting up once more on the Venge, and we already briefly mentioned So Groovy on the Naga Siren. That's for Death by Snooze Stew.
All right, looking towards the Dire, we got Cakes going to be on the Bat Rider. Justin will be playing the mid as Invoker, dominating on Shadow Fiend, so we'll see how he does. Pandago on the Disruptor. I'm a Sheep Sucks playing the Rubik, and Jigglebilly will be on the main man, the Lycan.
Yep. And he will be laning, of course. That's pretty much what you do. You can get a little cheeky with it and run him into the jungle, but then your lanes suffer a bit, and you'd be giving a lot over to Reckoner. I think both the Disruptor and the Rubik, they don't have a lot of damage together, but those supports and maybe plus one more with some more damage are some of the best at dealing with Clockwork. The glimpse over the cogs or just the lift over the cogs, so they can kill him decently, but I don't know, they don't have a lot of lockdown, and Lycan can't really run into the cogs or do a whole lot of damage early.
Well, both carriers are pretty much free farming in their lane. Lifestealer is a little bit better at the free farm, as I mean, he does have Crawling Blade and Feast, probably one of the best last hitting carries in the game in the first couple of minutes with that combination. Cakes, though, will start on the Napalm. Treon, I don't know. He's still got a slow. He's got a slow attack animation and can be denied pretty well. Whereas Lifestealer's attack animation is smooth, clean, and quick.
Yeah, I know. I'd agree. Feast is pretty ridiculous, especially when you go for the Quelling Blade. He's expecting to be last hitting under his tower a lot. With Groovy and Raffle Stomp are going to try to be doing as many pulls as they possibly can. And, I mean, I don't know, man. Lycan's pretty easy to last hit with, too. He's got Feral Pulse and he's got Howl. He shouldn't be missing any last hits under the tower with that skill build.
I'm watching Taeyeon last hit under the tower. It's really cool to watch. He's just getting all the last hits. Really amazing job. But, yeah, I mean, Taeyeon, Jigglebilly on the Lycanthrope will also be...
T-Pimp! Proving you right, it looks like. The EMP is gonna miss, so T-Pimp is gonna stay alive. So yeah, I mean, there's the potential that Invoker just rips his face off in the mid lane. It is Justin after all, so T-Pimp gonna have to be careful, but he will live narrowly. He could use some boots.
Yeah, I mean, all that Justin needs to do is die the tower. He's going Quas Wex, so he's going to have the Cold Snap. He's going to have the fast movement speed. And Sniper, I mean, even if he's at the tower or way behind the tower, Invoker, run past the tower and just go after the Sniper himself. Right now, T-Pimp, though, I'm really pleasantly surprised with how defensive he's playing and how well it's working out for him. But he's got to get close to the creep wave every now and then, and that's when he gets in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason you need to get closer to the creep wave is just to make last hitting easier, just because, I mean, obviously Sniper has a very fast projectile time, but it can make a difference. And Invoker hitting, what, for like 70 right now? Maybe even more than that. Definitely doing quite a bit more damage here than T-Pimp on the Sniper. But you've got Headshot for extra 15 damage. I don't know. And he's putting points in Shrapnel. We'll see. But he loses his defensive posture, and that's going to be the lift. Maybe. Not quite. Boots on T-Pimp, so he's going to be okay. And there you go. that was T-Pimp playing pretty reckless, I think, and he was still able to escape that support rotation.
Yeah, there's 2 supports, and it's amazing how he's still alive. I mean, they had glimpse, they had telekinesis and everything, and he still got away. That
Glimpse level
amazes
1
me.
is garbage.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Sniper, he's got boots and still at 340 movement speed. It's just, it doesn't seem like a lot, but he's staying alive, and that's all that he can hope to do. Right now, So Groovy is getting a decent amount of farm, but we're probably not going to be seeing a Radiance Naga as she isn't playing that 1 or 2 position. Rather support. Taeyeon is looking to pick up, what's that, the Midas. He's got the recipe flying out to him. Probably will have a very early Midas. Misses the last hit. Shame to see. But
Garbage.
we'll probably have that at about 445, and that should be able to skyrocket his farm a little bit. Justin doesn't look like he's going for that Midas, if not just yet. Jigglebilly will be going for the fast Vlads. In fact, he's got the recipe coming out, only about 100 more gold until he has it.
Man, the mid game is going to be crazy. Once these lanes dissolve, people start busting out in team fights, 3 or 4 more people. It's crazy. Both teams, they can just blow each other up in a matter of seconds. Like, whoever gets the initiation, whoever plays it right. Disruptor wouldn't want to be playing Disruptor in this game. He's going to be making those clutch decisions, and we've seen time and time again, Disruptors can have a game where you're like, dude, this guy's amazing, best Disruptor I've ever seen, and then like 2 minutes later in the same game, you're like, this guy sucks balls, like, what is he
He's
doing?
taking a lot of damage from the Wolves, and he will get away. There was no telekinesis used. But yeah, no, you were saying?
No, Disruptor, he's like, it's just so hard to play him. People go bipolar on you. Like, you're the best Disruptor 1 minute, and then the next minute you're garbage because you made a questionable play, and your glimpse, you don't want to waste it. It's better now at 20 seconds at rank 4, but it's still a pretty long cooldown and an extremely useful spell. Same thing with the Nether Swap. That's not quite the right... Oh, that is the right name. Nice. It's Nether Strike for Spirit Breaker, right?
Yep. Reckoner, very cheeky plays, stealing up Cakes' last hits in the lane, and it's 5.5 minutes. He's not really making amazing progress towards that Blink Dagger, but it should be out, and relatively good timing. Meanwhile, both carries are just left solo farming in their lane. No real opposition for either one of them, and
Mid lane. T-Pimp could be going down. There's the Invisibility Rune and I'm a Sheep. That's the lift. EMP. T-Pimp is going to fall. So he plays as defensive as he can until they give up some rune control. Rubik picks up an Invis, and I mean, no matter what hero you are in that case, you're probably going to go down.
Yeah, but a Sniper is just going to take so much.
He's going to go down a little quicker, yeah.
Yeah, and he requires so much farm that it's not even funny how much farm he requires, and he's only got 20 last hits right now. So any death is just absolutely awful for him to have to sustain. He does end up finding his phase boots as well as a Wraith Band, going straight back towards that mid lane. Phase is going to help him a lot to try to get away from these bad ganks, but if he just gets locked down like that, then he's got no chance of survival.
Yeah, I kind of disagree on Sniper requiring a ton of farm. I'd say XP is really nice. I mean, a ton of farm or XP, because headshot, it's 40% for 90 damage. Like, that's a lot. And, I mean, we've seen people just going Blink Dagger or going Force Staff just to have more survivability. You've got the minus armor, the damage auras from the Naga as well as the Venge. He's not going to need too much this game to
Reckoner is
come
going on.
online.
I'm a Sheep sucks. Again, sorry to interrupt this. Clockwork is making plays on this top lane. He's actually probably going to go for I'm a Sheep sucks again. Can he trap him in the cogs? He ends up opting not to go for it. And Jigglebilly will just kind of dissuade him from doing anything more. I'm a Sheep Sucks got really low from that Battery Assault. Level 3 right now, dealing so much damage, but just not enough in the end of things.
Yeah, Reckoner's getting a lot up here. We can see these wolves are pretty annoying and pushing him back. But Reckoner, he's about to hit level 6. We already do see that Cakes here on the Batrider has hit level 6, so he got a little bit more, and that's eHug being very, very quick to decide. Pandego, he's actually been down to this bottom lane for a while now, so they're giving Disruptor his levels. Very key for this hero because, of course, you want 4 points in Glimpse because then it becomes very, very powerful, and it looks like we did see one used already. Didn't result in a kill, of course, because that first blood, it was T-Pump, not quite, T-Pimp, who fell in the middle lane.
Yep, so Reckoner, he's almost got his level 6, got a decent hunk of XP from those wolves, but the wolves just forcing him back right now. He's taking so much damage from them. Level 4 wolves are they at right now? Yeah, they do so much damage, and they're just being a pain in the ass for him as they're literally biting him in the ass. He's now taken down to 270 HP, and Lycan is just going on this tower completely uncontested because of it.
And I mean, look how fast he pushes towers with 2 Poison Pharaoh Impulse, extra 20 attack speed, bonus 20% damage. His wolves are destroying this, and you know, I think Jigglebilly's keeping his wolves here to dominate this lane, but they're invis. We already saw what happened when an invis Rubik showed up, and actually Rubik, look at that defensive posture, able to finally get off the lift. EMP is going to drop, not able to throw T-Pimp back, and he will live. But to my point, you throw the Lycan Wolves in here just to start attacking on top of Justin throwing a Cold Snap, and then the Lycan Wolves are going to get the immediate stun and damage out. It's easy kills on T-Pimp, I think, and you could just get your Invoker pretty fed.
Yeah, I think Jigglebilly is mostly keeping these wolves around to make sure that he gets these last hits and to push towers. Hold on, bottom lane. Taeyon having to pop Rage just a TP out, and he will end up getting it. His Rage barely came off, but Justin opted not to throw the Tornado and didn't get the kill. Taeyon.
That looked funny to me. Invoker, or the Lifestealer was just like, I'm going to kill you. I'm TPing. Peace.
Yeah, and staying alive is definitely great here, but he is now falling behind the Lycanthrope. I mean, net worth, he should still be higher. No, he's not higher. Even with a hand of Midas, the Lycanthrope is beating him out on farm. And actually, Lycan picks up a hand of his own, so now things are starting to get a little dicey for Death by Snoo, as Jigglebilly, again, is just dominating net worth, and Justin isn't far behind.
Yeah, and actually I think Jigglebilly is going to be taking this tower out of the top lane pretty soon. We can see a lot of the supports from both teams getting a lot from their offlaners doing so well. Batrider in the jungle farming up, looking to rotate. Clockwork looking to rotate. He can't really jungle. But it gives Disruptor, and on the other side of things, the Naga Siren a lot of space in these side lanes. Actually, now it goes over to Rubik, so all the supports really good levels right now, 10.5 minutes. Actually, Vengeful Spirit suffering a bit at level 4. We can see Rubik level 6. The Naga is up to level 5. Disruptor also level 5.
Yeah, I mean, the level disparity right now, it isn't all that great, but I mean, for the moment, neither team really has a really solid advantage just yet. A hook in, as I say that, catches out 2 in the cogs, but the Glimpse pulling him right back. Now a Tornado, keeping T-Pip from getting that Assassinate off, but he will still get a couple of auto attacks. Now the blink in from Cakes, decides not to use the lasso because he doesn't have to, gets the kill purely from auto attacks. Now Reckoner is in a lot of trouble, gets lifted up, put down, there's the lasso. Reckoner will take a fall, a 2-for-1, definitely favoring eHug in that position, and I stand corrected. eHug are looking pretty strong.
Yeah, and I think it was the Shrapnel there for T-Pimp that was able to clean up the Disruptor at one point, and that maybe some auto attacks. Snipers aren't the easiest to pick out. In the bottom lane, though, Justin going here onto Taeyon, maybe looking to force out another TP. It should be noted, actually, when the last time Lifestealer TP'd out, Justin did use a drum charge, and, you know, thinking of it that way, that almost made that 135 gold on the TP kind of worth it for the Lifestealer. Not really wanting to use a drum charge by yourself, because the more people you get, well, then the more effective that item has really become for you in either team fights or when it comes to pushing towers. But, you know, that we're nitpicking at small things, I guess. eHug 3-1 right now at 12 minutes. On the net worth graph, we see now Lifestealer in front, but not by a lot. He's at 5.8. Midas starting to kick in. Jigglebilly sees the Midas, responds with a Midas of his own. I don't like this. If you had a Necro book at this point, you could probably just go win the game. But, you know, Jigglebilly goes for the Midas. He's at 5.6 net worth. Invoker also doing well, 4.8. Cakes at 4.2. And T-Pimp on this Sniper at 3.7.
Yeah, Midas, you know, Arteezy-like gaming going on right now, as Midas is on both the hard carries. But Lifestealer, I kind of like the Midas a little bit more, as he got it a little bit earlier than Jigglebilly. And unlike Jigglebilly, he has no real way to just farm up towers like that. Actually, there's going to be a lasso. Taeyon, this could be his first death right now. There is an immediate hook in. Taeyon might get away from this. Justin does not want to give it away, though. Throws down a Tornado. EMP cleans up the Lifestealer. Raffle Stopper will take a fall as well. And Clockwork, who valiantly gave his life, was in vain as he falls first and foremost. And that's a 3-for-0 in the top lane. Pandago actually falls solo to T-Pimp, and Justin has no real way to avenge his disrupting buddy. Will just kind of sit passively in the lane while T-Pimp goes straight back to this tier 1 tower, fearing the counter initiation.
Yeah, Assassinate, pretty strong spell. 355 damage there. It's magical, so it gets a little bit of mitigation there with your magic resistance. Checking out Disruptors, what is it? Probably like 25? Yeah, I think, is everyone's 25? Like, I swear. Some heroes have higher, like Meepo.
Yeah, Meepo. Oh man, I don't like Meepo. He's so strong.
Fnatic, they picked him up in the XMG Captain's
I
draft.
know, and I love Fnatic.
Did they win that, by the way? I think I went to lunch.
They did.
Nice.
They destroyed. I mean, that Meepo absolutely dominated Lota. Like, you had a Meepo somewhere on the map just staying close to Lifestealer, and then whenever the main...
They got Meepo and Lifestealer?
Yeah.
Why did Alliance let that through? Like,
I don't know. Whenever
Fnatic does that like every day.
Whenever the main Meepo, though, saw Lota, just blinks in, and then Lifestealer's there because he infests the Meepo that's close to him.
Oh, that's awesome, actually. Yeah, any Meepo can just poof in with a Lifestealer. That's why they always run that combo.
Yeah, it's amazing. In fact, the game we saw, that everyone's like, oh, well, Meepo's, I guess Meepo's very bad pickup. And no, I mean, Meepo is really strong with Lifestealer. The only issue is that if the Meepo doesn't get ahead because he's playing in the support position, then he will become food.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, you don't even have to do anything. You just rotate with people on... Every other person on your team on follow with a Meepo, and you can just soak up XP like crazy. But enough of that. We will keep the subject on XP a little bit. We'll look over at the graphs. 7,000 advantage here for eHug. They lead 6-2. 5,000 gold lead for eHug. So they're doing very, very well with their first game win. This game looking a little more convincing, maybe because of the pretty ballsy sniper pick here from T-Pimp. But he's been doing a pretty good job. He's 2-2 right now. He will survive that gank in the mid lane thanks to Raffle Stomp. Reckoner as well has shown up. Did not even use his cog. Wish they could have gave that kill over to T-Pimp. He comes back to throw out the Assassinate, ends up giving up his life. Cakes going on to a killing spree as a result of that. The hook now, they've got the mana for it. It's online. The swap is so awkward. I don't want to look at it. And this maybe Cakes going to be getting away. Could be even killing multiple. And actually Justin is going to run in. So Raffle Stomp or Reckoner breakdown in communication. And it's a triple kill for Cakes. Very, very sad, and they might even kill Lifestealer actually in the top lane. Taeyun trying to run away. That
was a huge miscommunication, and that just set that fight. I mean, they probably were gonna not get the Batrider anyway, but that just made it. That sealed the deal right there. Made it impossible to pick him up, and I noticed actually Gorgon got an item for that last item. I hate you, Gorgon, because I have still yet to get an item for this.
I think Indie Bear from Infernal Donglords picked up an item earlier. Bob the Weed Bunny, who I'd recognized, picked up an item earlier.
Oh,
there's no love for you, man.
No love at all. The RNG gods do not like me.
It's alright. They don't like me either. I don't get any entangles when I play Lone Druid. Cakes right back at it again, trying to rub this in Raffle Stomper's face as he's brought down. Cakes now onto an unstoppable. He goes for the same exact build. Tranquil Boots, Force Staff into the Blink Dagger. Not quite in that order, but close enough. Justin takes an Assassinate to the face. Phase Drums finishes up his Orchid here at 16 minutes. Phase Drums Orchid at 16 minutes. That's a very, very good timing.
So, one thing I'm wondering is that I still haven't seen a Naga Siren sleep yet. There have been a lot of fights that they could have backed away a lot easier if there had been a sleep to counter initiate or de-initiate, but I still haven't seen one.
I mean, Groovy's been kind of just, chilling out on the side lanes, trying to pick up his XP, not super involved. I mean, maybe Death by Snooze was even having the thought, like, let's go ahead and farm up this Naga, because we're going to need it to transition into the late game. But at this rate, when Invoker's picking off your Lifestealer who had free farm for 10 minutes that easily, it's not looking too good right now. And this is the power of a Quas Wex Invoker. He's got an Orchid, and he can just initiate. It's basically a free Shadow Blade with max points in Wex using that Ghost Walk.
Yeah, but now there's the lasso, this time on T-Pimp. Cleaned up, sent back to Fountain, and eHug. 3-13. Jigglebilly is rotating to Roche. Things are looking really bleak.
Yeah, it's not too great. And I think, I don't know, Death by Snoo I think played this pretty well, but they've got Naga, who is definitely a great hero. Arguably one of the best still when you run her as a carry. Sniper's fun and situational, but I mean, you give over 3 of the strongest heroes in the game pretty much. This Batrider, this Lycan, and the Invoker. It's,
whoa. What?
Oops. I guess they decide they don't need it, trying to hand out some more items. They're trying to get you items.
KYXY?
Yes, we should point it out. The
Watch.
Aegis is going to be denied. They don't even want it. Yeah, okay, too soon, too soon.
They're actually going to pick off Justin on the back lines of that. And now it looks like Cakes wants something, but he might not get it. Is there a swap? Rubik picks up Taeyon in the... Wait, Rubik picks up Taeyon. Cakes still trying to run away, though. There is no hook. There is a swap, but it was not in range. Meanwhile, on the back lines, Groovy looking to try to find Pandago. They end up putting down the Static Storm, catches on 2, but he will still fall as T-Pimp was not in that Static Storm. Now they're looking for more, but rotating back towards the enemy tier 2. I'm a Sheep Sucks has a TP, no hook to stop it. He will get away.
Yeah, Reckoner, he did get his levels in that off lane, but he didn't get that much farm. Gosh, Cakes just murdering people right now. Gonna find Rafflestomp, who I guess did not get out of dodge, so Batrider gonna go ahead and pick up that kill. 8-0 and 4 goes for those Boots of Travel. We'll see if he even holds on to the Tranquils. I imagine he will, as long as he... I mean, he doesn't need to hold TPs because he just picked up Travel. You will eventually get the extra armor. It actually... Oh, it has 4 armor right now. And of course, those patch notes were fake, so it's not getting that extra armor that Frogman Bruno has been spreading around. Yeah, I like some of those. Some of those changes were okay, though, but maybe not all of them. Look at Nyx getting destroyed. One more auto attack. The Rage not going to help against that. Justin picks up one more kill. 5-1 and 6 on this Invoker. Lycan's out to 12k net worth for eHug. That's Jugobilly 9.1 on the Invoker and 8.5 here on Cakes. Lifestealer sits first for his team, 4th overall with FaZe and a Yasha.
Yeah, it's just not the best game for this Lifestealer. I mean, he's got great fight ability, but in terms of when he's getting ganked, he doesn't have really any way to escape. I mean, he has his Rage to avoid a little bit, but no real big movement speed ability, no real blink ability, and so he's just going to get initiated on and go down to whatever initiates him, and that's kind of the issue here. Cakes with the Firefly is looking for that lasso. There's 3 prepared for it, and it looks like he's just not going to go for it. Tower, though, is taking a lot of damage.
Here, a Lifestealer infest. Let's see who it's in. It's actually going to be inside of the Clockwork. That's pretty much who I would have expected, so he's looking for that hook. Batrider looking for the blink. And of course, we've got Vengeful Spirit looking to ruin it all. The hook way off the mark. They throw out the sleep, glimpsing him back as Pandago glimpses back to Naga. The sleep going to be fairly ineffective. Pandago is still going to go down. Jugobilly gets off his ultimate, ensnared up for 5 seconds now. Actually, not quite. Make it only 3 seconds. EMP goes off from Justin. Probably all he needed to do in that fight, draining everybody's mana. Now Jugobilly going to go ahead and chase down during this duration, getting body blocked up here a little bit. Wants to take out somebody. Cakes is going to go godlike on the backside, will pick off the sniper, so that's T-Pimp on the deck. Now So Groovy in trouble. Tornado going to come through all the way into the fountain. Wouldn't have got the kill anyway, but maybe it could have landed, showing you the strength of a Max Wext Invoker. The initiation range on that Tornado is absurd. As look at this, Taeyon TPing to his tier 3 tower. The fight is not over for him. He's got the full SMY and phase. He's very, very fast with his race car build. And a Jugobilly forced away right into the stun of Rafflestomper. Gets the kill. And unfortunately for him, Lycan not on any killing sprees, just 1-1 and 4. So only about 300 gold for the Venge.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that's holding this team back right now, they play so well right now, but they just have a lot of miscommunication errors. I mean, the hook with the Song of the Siren, they didn't quite catch the Invoker, so he was still picking off and doing a lot of damage. It just felt like a little bit of a messy team fight. And even though you can argue that they did come out a little bit on top, they picked up the Lycanthrope, it still just didn't feel in any way a convincing win for them.
Yeah, I mean, any team fight from this point, if Death by Snoo Snoo kills Cakes here, who has got 10 kills, who's beyond godlike, Justin has 6 kills to his name, I think. Maybe not quite 6. He's got 1 death. I'm not sure when he took it, but those 2 heroes are going to be worth a ton of gold. Cakes is going to be worth like 1,400 or somewhere close to that. So only 22 minutes into the game, that's a big swing in gold if Snoo Snoo can get their hands on it. But looking at the graphs, they're behind almost 20,000 gold already, 20,000 XP at only 23 minutes. I mean, you're approaching 1,000 XP advantage.
Justin's going to find Taeyon again. And, well, so long, Lifestealer. Even though there was a hook, just look at that.
Bye, Reckoner.
Justin turns around and Reckoner melts Justin with the double kill, 8-1. And he's just not looking like he can die at all anytime soon. Just look at the damage he's doing, even without. Actually, no, he's got 5
yeah, he
points up
started
in
going for
Exhort.
Exhort.
But, okay, never mind then.
Which makes that Alacrity very, very strong. That attack speed now, he's basically a right-click and carry. Of course, attack speed and damage from Orchid, extra intelligence on the stats from Exhort, and you've got that Maelstrom hitting for quite a bit. And at this rate, he probably just finished the whole Mjolnir.
Yep, but it's going to be Jigglebilly with the Courier, has a full Heaven's Halberd coming out, so rubbing salt in the wounds of Lifestealer's quite well open wounds, and that's going to hurt a lot.
I like it. That was a good one.
That one didn't actually take a lot of preparation for. I just kind of thought of it.
I couldn't have done it. They actually forced a TP back. Who was that? That was Disruptor TP back off of the high cliff there in the Radiant Jungle. So he's not here for this fight. Has he really even landed that big of an ult? I don't know. This could have been his time to shine. So forcing him to TP back could be a start of something for Snoosu. Reckoner going to jump here in onto Cakes. They want to bring him down and get that gold. How much is it going to be? It's 1344 going over to the Lifestealer. No one else could have got it. And it's going to be actually Jigglebilly. Just turning this around is going to end all of the fun. Death by Snoosu have lost 5 already. This was a buyback by T-Pimp, and he's going to call the GG as he runs away for his life. Triple kill for Jigglebilly. They start off nicely. They kill Cakes. He's such a high priority target to kill him. They spend basically everything on him and get trapped in their teammates' cogs. Gorgon just got another item. He got another item off of this.
Damn it.
Which,
shout out to you if you weren't such an item hogging little...
Maybe if you were being nicer right now, he would give it to you.
Nah, all right. I don't want his filthy items.
Exactly.
All right, so game 2 going the way of eHug. I mean, they surprised us, Death by Snoo, but they just weren't able to seal the deal in either game. And a great kind of different lineup coming from them for game 2, but just wasn't able to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they played very well. They're definitely a quality team. I look forward to seeing them. At this rate, they're definitely going to be making the postseason, so we will see quite a bit more of them, give them some exposure here on twitch.tv/playcevo1, whether you're watching in-game or on the stream. Make sure to give it a follow. We've got Dota every night around 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're hosting another tournament, I think the Voss AV tournament, also another CEVO-Main team. Should be coming up either through Thursday, Friday on the weekend, so a lot of Dota to be had here in the amateur semi-pro North American scene, so we hope to see you around. I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter at Heliumbrella, and Chicago Ted joining me as usual. Where can they find you?
Yeah, that's going to be on Twitter at TedCasts.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Play some more music, but that's all we've got for tonight. So